Hello everyone, welcome back to my video lessons. As it is other day, today you're going to learn some kind of modern methods of teaching foreign languages. Let's start our lesson. First of all, I'm on the point of giving you some kind of contents of today's theme. As it is now for introduction, you're going to take some kind of information about an overview of effective strategies. For the next one, you're going to have an importance of mastering foreign languages in a globalized world, and that can be definition of language teaching. Then you're going to have some information about traditional methods, and you're going to take brief information of traditional methods. And then you're going to have modern methods information as it is given by brief explanations and some kind of methods. And for the fifth one, you're going to have cultural competence and the role of, the importance of understanding culture in language learning. And for the summary, and you're going to have overall information about as conclusion, and it is given in the summary of modern methods. Let's start our lesson with introduction. An effective strategy brings together vision and execution. Strategies are much more specific than an organization's vision, mission, and objectives. They are typically only shared within an organization and ideally built around an organization's needs and market context. And strategy overview is the first step in developing an effective strategic plan for the organizations. And the strategy overview identifies the key areas that the organization will focus on to achieve its goals. And now I'm going to give some kind of quote given by George Patton, as it is explained: good tactics can save even the worst strategy. Bad tactics will destroy even the best strategy. You see, I think that it is given full information about what is strategy itself. If a teacher uses some kind of good tactics in their classroom, they can achieve some kind of goals. Even the students are the worst one. I think that none of our students are worst one, but I think that according to the teaching strategy, good tactics can save some kind of the worst strategy as well. And effective strategies are those that balance vision to achieve and students' goals. For example, in order to set goals, the SMART goals, as you know that we have got some kind of SMART goals in our education, and you can say specific, measurable, and approachable maybe, or kind of achievable, and etc. And SMART goals that are specific, as it's for S, measurable for M, attainable for A, and R for relevant and timely. I think that all the goals of students and teachers in the classroom must be in smart manner, because as you can see here in the information about the word SMART goal itself, it is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And all the 5 letters has its own characteristics of the word. And what about defining success? I think that clarifying what success looks like for your organization by defining key performance areas and success metrics. Some strategies for active planning are creating a plan and focusing on results, regularly reviewing progress. And for the first one, creating a plan, students should develop a strategic plan that is good enough and quickly move into implementation. I think that every teacher use some kind of plan in order to make their teaching style more unique and more applicable for such kind of students, even they are elementary level, beginner or adult learners. It doesn't matter. I think that in this kind of situation, students can make their teaching learning practice really good enough. And in this situation, teachers must have got some kind of strategic plan. It is call it as good enough. And for the next one, focusing on results. What kind of results are they? Let's look through. And students should focus on the results of your strategy, of the teacher's strategy, not just the activities. I think that through some kind of strategies, teachers can give some kind of full information about the topic, some strategies, like by using some strategies in the classroom, they can make their classrooms, like their lessons, more enjoyable. And I think that not for the just activities, students cannot learn some kind of methods, some kind of topics. And I think that through this kind of teacher's strategy, they can get all the fluent information about the topic. And for the next one, the regularly reviewing progress. Students should check in on progress and make adjustments based on what is working and what isn't. I think that students must know that some kind of checking beforehand, because after getting some kind of teacher strategy, after learning some kind of teacher strategy through some kind of lessons, and teachers must know that what is working on themselves and what kind of things aren't working on themselves. They must choose, they must make a plan beforehand. And what is our today's topic? For the next, the second topic, we are going to learn mastering foreign language in a globalized world. And I think that we have got improved communication. Being able to speak more than one language allows you to communicate with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs. I think that if a person knows some kind of 5 languages like English, German, Japanese, Chinese, and Turkish language, I think that she or he can get all the golden keys to the world, because they can go anywhere, they can translate anything they read, and etc. I think that it is key feature in order to make the communication better, fluently, to learn more fluently about some kind of topics, maybe people, and etc. And what about cultural immersion? Learning a foreign language immerses you in the culture of the people who speak it, which can help you develop empathy, open-mindedness, and appreciation for diversity. And I think that now I'm going to give you some kind of examples based on increased employability, improved language fluency, and boosted creativity. Let's begin with the first one. What is increased employability? It is kind of employability that companies are looking for people who speak many languages. As we know that we have got lots of factories, lots of companies in our technological and fast-paced world. As you know that all the companies try to get some kind of skillful person who knows more languages than another one, because I think that speaking many languages can give you some kind of overall benefits in order to get some kind of well-qualified job or a well-paid job, and etc. What about improved language fluency? Learning a foreign language, it helps you think in the target language. I think that before answering some kind of question to the teacher, to the students, and I think that you must be think beforehand in your mind and in the target language. And I think that I always try to give my students some kind of recommendation, some kind of suggestion that if you try to speak in English more effectively, more fluently, and more faster than ever before, and you must think in English. You see, I think that it is not really difficult, because when you are walking in the street, you must think that now I'm walking in the street, I must go here, I must do this thing, and after this I'm going to do this, and etc. Everything in everything in your mind must be interpreted to your target language, and then that can help you to speak fluently in the target language. Let's move to boosted creativity. Learning a foreign language can influence your creativity. I think that it is really true that if a person knows some kind of information in target language, and I mean maybe German language, maybe English language, and they can like influence their own creativity. They can make their creativity like develop more, is like more developed day after day, because I think that in order to get high qualified creativity, students must get some kind of information only in the target language. For example, I think that in English we have got lots of like phrasal verbs, some kind of like words that has lots of meanings, lots of types of meanings. I think that through this kind of word, they can make their creativity move really like quickly and profoundly, I think. Let's learn some kind of benefits of learning languages. Learning a foreign language is an invaluable skill that offers numerous benefits. I can count most of them. For example, it enriches your understanding of different cultures. I think that if you know some kind of English, like if you can speak fluent in English, I think that after you like going to abroad, after traveling some kind of European countries or American countries, I think that you can use your English really like greatly, I think in a great manner, because without any kind of disorder, any kind of problem, and you can use your language. And I think that it is really useful. And through this you can get lots of cultural backgrounds, cultural information about these countries. And also, learning a foreign languages can enhance cognitive abilities. I think that you can think cognitively, you can get some kind of creative thinking ability, you can like develop in yourself some kind of abilities like thinking cognitively, thinking creatively, thinking like critically. And also learning foreign languages boosts career prospects. I think, as I said above, if you have known like more languages, I mean the many languages, and that can be like really like golden key to your professional career, maybe in the upcoming future. I think that it can like boost your career prospect as well. And learning a foreign language makes travel more rewarding. What kind of meaning does it include? I'm going to give you some information about this one. And I think that when you travel to another country, I mean the European or South Korea or some kind of Asian countries, it doesn't matter what kind of countries is it. And if you know some kind of general, as you know that we have got like general lingua franca, it is called English, and I think that after traveling some kind of countries, you can use this language in order to buy something, in order to like communicate with people, so that it is called rewarding. It gives you more chances, more opportunities to be some kind of a person and like skillful person who is traveling to another world, to another country. And also, the next benefit of learning a foreign language is it can build your global connections. And I mean that I think that every country try to have some kind of interpreters and some kind of translators who can speak more languages. I mean the 3 or 4 languages than other persons. And also, they can help to build global connections between 2 countries, between 3 or more countries. And for about next benefit, I mean the last benefit of learning a foreign language, it can promote peace and understanding. I think that in order to make your understanding really useful, and you can give any information in the target language, you can use any kind of messages, and you can read any kind of text in the target language too. And as a quick fact, I'm going to give some little information about globalized language. What kind of languages are called globalized languages, and what is the most globalized languages? Let's learn some kind of numbers with 6 types of language. As you know that at the first page, at the first level, and I think that English is the first one. I mean, most of the countries, most of the population of the countries can speak English as a first language. I mean, if they are, even though they have like their own like mother tongue, but they can speak English too. According to the given fact that 1.515 billion speakers can speak English. You see, I think that it is like the most like profound number among the other languages. For the next one, for the second one, I mean, and I think Mandarin Chinese, I think it is like 1,140 billion total speakers can speak Mandarin Chinese. I think that some kind of people who live in like Chinese, who live in China, can speak Mandarin Chinese. And for the third one, for the first like for the third language, Hindi is really common language because around like 690 million total speakers can speak Hindi. I think that in India there are lots of people, there are lots of population who can speak Hindi, and I think that in India there are lots of like people, and I think that the most populated country is India, and etc. What about Spanish? Spanish can take like first space in our like total, like how can I say, in our total meaning. And I think that Spanish, I mean the Spanish people are above like 559 million. And according to the given fact that total speakers of Spanish can speak like 559 million, around these numbers. And for the fifth one, standard Arabic language. And most countries can speak, most countries of the Arabic countries, people or like populations of Arabic countries can speak like at around like 332 million. It is total speakers. It is the number of total speakers. And the sixth space you can see like French language. French language, I think that around 312 million total speakers can speak French language. What about communication? What about enhanced communication? In an increasingly interconnected world, the ability to communicate in multiple languages facilitates better understanding and collaboration among people from diverse cultural backgrounds. If you have some kind of diverse cultural background students, I think that you can make them work in groups, work in pairs and individual, and it's up to teacher, I think. And I think that among this kind of people, like who has like diverse cultural backgrounds, the most important thing is like collaboration and making them interactive, making them work and interactively. And proficiency in foreign languages can significantly enhance employability. And many employers seek candidates who can communicate with international clients, partners, and colleagues. Bilingual or multilingual individuals often have a competitive edge in the job market. And learning a foreign language fosters a deeper appreciation of different cultures, traditions, and perspectives. This cultural sensitivity is essential in globalized society, where the interactions with people from various backgrounds are commonplace. What about cognitive benefits? I think that in order to make your students get some kind of cognitive skills, in order to give them some kind of tasks based on improving their cognitive skills, mastering foreign languages has been shown to students in order to improve cognitive abilities, such as I think that teachers use such kind of problem-solving skills, and then they must improve their creativity and multitasking. It also enhances memory and can delay the onset of age-related cognitive decline. Age-related, you see the word age-related here in the picture, and I think that age-related means that we have got I think that in our university, I mean in my class, there are some kind of people whose age are different. I think that this kind of word can be related to these people, to these students who are like different from their ages, according to their ages. And we are going for the third point, I mean for the third part, and for the third one you are going to have information about traditional methods and what kind of methods are called traditional, what do they like include, and etc. Traditional methods of language teaching refers to established approaches that have been used for many years, often characterized by a focus on grammar, vocabulary, and rote memorization. You see, I think that a decade ago, all the teachers use it to some kind of like methods, like giving some kind of grammatical words and grammatical sentences, and making learn by heart some kind of vocabulary, and like memorizing, make the students to memorize some kind of rote memorization. They use it too, but I think that in our today's world, I mean today's century, I think that nearly none of the teachers use some kind of methods. I think that it is up to them. Here you can see some key features of traditional methods. And while traditional methods have been effective in certain contexts, they are often criticized for their lack of focus on communicative competence and real-life language use. I think that if you have used some kind of traditional method in your teaching classrooms, in your class, and I think that you have made your students really bored. I think that your students have been lacked of focusing on communicative competence, and they couldn't use some kind of real-life language. According to the given information about grammar translation methods, this method emphasizes the explicit teaching of grammar rules and vocabulary. Students often translate sentences between their narrative languages and the target language, focusing on written text rather than spoken communication. It is commonly used in academic settings. The characteristics of general translation method include helping students learn a foreign language and its correct sentence structure through some kind of grammatical structure and etc. Enabling students to read and write a new language. And they will read some kind of text before, and they write some kind of reflection, maybe some kind of essays about the reading, about a given topic, or about a given text maybe. And teaching interchangeable words and phrases. It means that making this students to learn by heart some kind of interchangeable words and phrases. And next, characteristics of general translation method is introducing new vocabulary and words. What about direct method? It is somehow the same as grammar translation method, but in contrast to the grammar translation method, the direct method prioritizes speaking and listening skills. Instruction is conducted entirely in the target language, with an emphasis on everyday vocabulary and phrases. Grammar is taught inductively, meaning students learn rules through usage rather than explicit instructions. Audiolingual methods. This method is based on behaviorist principles and emphasizes repetition and drills. I think that we have used some kind of repetitions at our school times, and we used some kind of drill assignment, drill tasks at our school classrooms as well. For example, I think that in this kind of method, teacher use some kind of phrase that, please guys, please children, repeat after me. Read book, let's repeat after me, book, and etc. Students listen to dialects and practice speaking through pattern drills, focusing on only to pronunciation and grammatical structures. It aims to develop automatic language used through extensive practice. And CLT method, it is like abbreviation of communicative language teaching. And while more modern than some traditional methods, CLT has roots in traditional practices. It emphasizes interaction and communication as the primary means of language learning. And I think that we're in the middle of our today's topic, because you're going to have information about modern methods. Modern methods in teaching English refer to innovative and effective approaches that leverage technology, interactive techniques, and contemporary pedagogical theories in order to enhance language learning. And main methods and details about like modern methods, like other methods that are included in modern methods. The first one is communicative language teaching. It's kind of a teaching method that they can like enhance students' communicative ability. They can communicate easily. This kind of methods, they must like make a communication, make a like speech with, make some kind of discussion with their group or with their peers. For the next modern methods, I'm going to give you like textbook-centered learning. And in this kind of learning process, textbooks are like allowed. I mean that textbooks must be given to students. And they do some kind of tasks on it, and they do some kind of assignments on it. They must write, they must read, and etc. And task-based language teaching. In this kind of teaching methods, teachers must give some kind of tasks that are based like about their language. And it can be like any kind of tasks. Maybe it can be grammatical tasks, it can be listening tasks, etc. It's up to teacher. And they must give some kind of tasks that can make the students like improve, that can make the students improve their language learning ability. And the next one, total physical response. I think that when you hear about like total physical response, and I think that you can imagine some kind of movement of your body. I think that this kind of method is also the same with your like thinking, because in this kind of method, teachers make the students like use their body, really like actively maybe. And key concepts for modern methods. And now I'm going to give like 6 types of key concepts for modern methods. For example, the first key concept is it can make your learning like be some kind of effective communication. Like it eliminates get effective communication among students. The next key concept of like modern methods, it can help the teachers set some kind of clear boundaries. I think that this kind of clear boundaries make their teaching classrooms more easy to understand by the students. And the third key concept of modern methods is positive reinforcement. I think that they must like make the students, teachers must make the students think positively in any kind of situation. And for the first one, they can make their key concept like use some kind of conflict resolution. I think that they must give some kind of problems in order to solve, in order to tackle, and they must make some kind of discussion. Then they can give some kind of resolve about conflict. For the fifth one, for the fifth concept, the key concept of modern methods is emotional skills development. In order to make the students develop their emotional skills, teachers use some kind of development skills like some kind of games in order to make develop, in order to boost their students' emotional skills. For the last one, the last key concept of modern methods is learning through mistakes. I think that every person, as you know, that every person makes a mistake. So does like a student. I think that students learn some kind of mistakes, some kind of like errors after that they can like learn through their own mistakes. And now I'm going to give some kind of various types of modern methods, as like but I have mentioned them above, but now I'm going to give brief information about like each of them. For the first one, CLT, communicative language teaching. It emphasizes interaction as the primary means of language learning. And it can make the students work interactively with each other, and etc. And task-based language teaching. Task-based language teaching centers on meaningful tasks rather than teaching grammar and teaching vocabulary. And flipped classrooms. Reversed means that you must make your traditional methods in another space, in another pace. And reverses traditional methods by having students learn at home. I think that all the teachers must like make their students learn in the classroom, but in this kind of method, I mean in the flipped classrooms, students must learn at their home. And BL, I mean the next types of modern methods is called like BL in like abbreviation. It combines online digital media with face-to-face classroom methods. And they can have some kind of Zoom like meetings and some kind of online meetings together, and they must make some kind of solutions. They might discuss some kind of problems through like cameras, etc. And what about gamification methods? I think that it is really useful methods among all of them for me, and it incorporates games into the learning process to increase engagement. In order to make the students like improve their engagement, this kind of games must help them, and they can feel really free in the classroom. And I think that there will not be any kind of boundaries through learning some kind of new topics or new lessons. And PBL, I mean the like project-based learning, involves students working on projects over an extended period, and students are given some kind of period. In this kind of period, students can give lots of activities which can be done with their group, maybe, because teachers must make some kind of groups, must divide the students into like groups, and they work in a group. And then I think that teacher gives some kind of extended period, extended time, and I mean the more time to finish this kind of project. Reverses traditional teaching methods by having students learn new content at home, for example, through videos, as I mentioned above, and apply that knowledge in class. And I mean the flipped classroom. Flipped classroom, it is kind of classroom, as I mentioned above, and this kind of methods, teachers must give some kind of tasks which can be done at their own home, I mean in their own house as well. Class time is used for discussions, collaborative work, and hands-on activities, allowing for deeper understanding and engagement. Gamification, and for gamification methods, it can like gamification is a process of like incorporating game-like elements and principles into non-game contexts to enhance user engagement, motivation, and learning. It leverages the mechanics and dynamics of games to encourage participation, improve performance, and create a more enjoyable experience in various fields, including education, business, marketing, and health. Steps to play, like now I'm going to give some kind of an example, like really beautiful example for gamification method. It is played via online. I think that students and teachers can use such kind of Kahoot game because it is really easy to play with a group, maybe with the students and teachers as well. First step, like you must find like Kahoot program from internet. Then next step will be like creating questions. I think that it is in Kahoot programs there are like created questions beforehand. You can use this kind of version, but another option that you can create your own questions based on your lesson, based on your topic as well. And for the third step, you can make students join, and you must ask your students, please guys join to this game, and there is kind of pin code, and you must write this kind of code to your cell phones, etc. For the next one, while playing this kind of Kahoot game, it is answering questions. And by answering questions, students can get lots of scores. They can swap their scores, and they can in bracket they can steal their opponents scores as well. And the fifth step is gaining scores for answers. They can get 5 score for the first answer, and etc. For the next step is showing leaderboards at the end of game, and it is shown in the leaderboards the name of the students who can achieve could achieve some kind of the highest score in this game or lowest score, and etc. And for the seventh step, making discussions about this kind of program, maybe this kind of questions. They can make questions, and they can make we can give answer, and they can make some kind of discussion about the played game. And the last one, the last step will be about giving feedback. Teachers can give feedback to students, or students can give feedback to teacher as well. And use of technology, it is a crucial part of modern methods, because focus and approach questions and what happened. Questions are there are two kinds of question in this kind of method, what happens, what is a function. For example, integrates digital tools and resources into language learning, utilizes apps, online platforms, and multimedia resources to enhance vocabulary acquisition, grammar practice, and listening skills. I think that in this kind of type, there are lots of questions given by the students, by the learners, by the audience, and most crucial two of them are the most crucial. For example, what happens if teachers use more technological tools in the class? They achieve goals. I think that students can achieve their SMART goals. As I have before, what is SMART goal? SMART goals itself. And the next question can be asked by the students, what is the function, or teachers, what is the function? Technology tool is mostly composed of computer and projector, and I mean that it can be done with the help of computer and overhead projector. Importance of understanding culture in language learning. There is given one question that is Mercury the closest planet to the Sun and the smallest one in the solar system? Note that it is a bit larger than the Moon. I think that the answer for this is Venus has a beautiful name, and it is the second planet from the Sun. It is hot, has a poisonous atmosphere. I think that through learning some kind of information about overall space, maybe Earth, you can give some kind of question, and you can get some answer in your classroom. I think by asking some kind of interesting question about space and Earth, I think the students can be more engaged to your lesson. And culture in language learning, I think that language, culture, and identity are the three parts of most crucial ones of learning a language. For example, language is not just a collection of words, and grammar rules. It is a way to convey meaning in specific contexts. Understanding cultural references, idioms, and slang enhances comprehension and enables learners to grasp subtitles in communication. Nonverbal communication. What is nonverbal communication? Still, because it is kind of using body language, gestures, and expressions. They vary across cultures, are essential for effective communication. Learning about these aspects is crucial for achieving fluency. And now I'm going to give a quick fact about using masses among countries. In China, Japan, Russia and Egypt, I think that more teachers use some kind of traditional masses in order to make the students learn a new language. It is given by the a Wikipedia resource, and modern method and the modern methods which can be applied in the USA countries, as you can see, the UK countries and Australia and Finland. I think that is all for today, guys. Now I'm going to give some kind of a summary of today's topic. Language learning is essential for developing proficient, empathic, and culturally aware communicators. Language is a gateway to understanding and appreciating the nuances of different cultures, enabling learners to interact meaningfully in diverse world. Emphasizing technological use in language education not only enriches the learning experiences, but also prepares learners for effective global communication. I think that there are some kind of alternative resources here in the picture, and an interactive approach to language pedagogy by Douglas Brown. You can have full information about the modern methods, modern approaches used in order to use in your classroom, and methods and materials for teaching English by Keith Sawyer. It is really interesting book about modern methods. The next one is Communicative Language Teaching, an introduction by William Littlewood. You can search up on the Google maybe, and you can have more information about this kind of theme. And British Council Teach Resources. Now I'm going to give some kind of websites. It can be really crucial for you, in order to find more information about modern methods that can be explained as British Council Teaching Resources provides articles, lesson plans, and resources that cover various teaching methodologies. And the next website is teachingenglish.org.uk, a website from the British Council and the BBC that features resources on teaching English, including discussions on different methodologies. Thanks for your attention, guys. Follow us on our social media. If you have any questions, you can write here in the comments. See you again.